cannot believe that it is April, and that means it's almost May, which means it's almost summer, which means it's almost next year. I don't even know. But I'm excited about the new field trip that our eighth graders would have gone on Wednesday, and that this field trip to City Hall helps us learn about our city and the way that city government works, and is something that will be available to you sixth graders and seventh graders as you grow into the eighth grade. This Thursday is the lottery. Remember when you were a fifth grader and you were in the lottery? We're recording that a lot after school. It'll be live on Thursday. So spring break starts at 1 o'clock p.m. on Thursday. You'll be released from class, and then campus is only open for supervision until 1:30. So students need to find a place to be after school on Thursday because spring break starts. And then I wish you all a really wonderful spring break. When we return, it's 1 p.m. dismissal the whole week for eighth grade conferences. The 16th. So this is really important for advisories to pay attention to. As of right this moment, and this might change, 6th and 7th graders, instead of going to your separate advisory, are going back to a class size advisory with all of your advisors there to be a part of the conversation and do a culture check-in. The Friday, the Friday the 17th, 8th graders, this is big for you to pay attention to. If you are considering doing a speech for promotion, it is due to me by Friday the 17th, a Google Doc shared with me. Okay, so the 22nd, we have 8th graders with a walking field trip. That's exciting. And the 23rd, student leader training. You should have gotten a reminder if you're a student leader that will be at the Popsicle Social happening on a Sunday, April 26th at the end of April. There is this amazing thing that's happening. It's a field day, first time ever at IVA. It'll happen on the Tuesday, the 28th, so we'll see a slide about that. But then in May, we start state testing. I'll have more to say about state testing later, but IVA does very well because we pay attention to the state test and we just sort of like take it calmly. But other things in the month of May, there's a faculty academy, no school, and a boys volleyball tournament after school that Friday. So fun things. The last faculty academy is May 1st. And then the end of May, another fun thing to look forward to besides a student leader event, there's also a holiday, 8th graders at camp, and 6th graders have a field trip to the California Science Center. Okay. So our 6th graders had a big class, full grade level discussion about just some of the harms that people are doing, maybe not even intentionally, but shipping people and talking about bodies and slurs of all kinds. So we're trying to address this and really have students talk with each other. Here's some of the quotes from our 6th graders at the end of that conversation. So that's why we're moving into a class size check-in, because I think that we learned things like intent versus impact at the beginning of the year, but how is it actually happening in all the interactions, social interactions that are happening? We really want to check in and give you all a chance to come to terms with how you address harms being done. So things like name calling, commenting on lists, all these things, slurs, they're not ever allowed at school. These are some of the comments that we talked about. So the consequence of this, the next step for this is we're going to have a full grade level check-in. 8th grade is to be determined, but 6th and 7th graders, we have a plan for you to go to your block 1 classes Thursday, April 16th for advisory. Your advisors will also be going to classes. They might be in the conversation with you in that room. We will send all this information out to advisors. But if you have planned an exploration on Thursday, April 16th, you're going to need to change your plans. I'm very excited about March Madness. We have a spring cleaning, social justice, clothing repair donation that's going to take place in 2 weeks in April, the week we return and the week after. This is organized by Gwen and June, and they made a video for us. Oh boy.
And I'm June, and we're doing a clothing drive for our school.
The clothing drive will take place the day after spring break ends and will go all the way to April 24th. No more clothes will be accepted after April 24th. There will be a box in the office for you to drop off your clothes. So
The reason why we're doing this project is to help reduce the waste of fast fashion. There have been over 1 billion tons of wasted clothing, and we wanted to help reduce that by taking the clothes that we have at our small school and donate them to the Salvation Army or Goodwill or any women's shelters or anything in need.
Yeah, we also will like mend the clothes
If they need to be repaired,
Yeah.
and we can turn some of the old shirts that you have into things that are more useful, like bath mats, bath towels, anything that can help really.
Yeah.
So make sure you donate your clothes, and remember, no more clothes after April 24th.
Okay.
Thank you.
It's really, really awesome. I really appreciate the ways that they are making that happen. So thank you to our 8th grade students in social justice that are moving us towards environmental justice. I just want to shout out again the 10 lucky winners of the go-kart certificate. I just found out you get 30 more days, so you are still able to go to do go-karts. And then these raffles will happen after spring break. So there's more prizes that are coming. Pizza lunch, I haven't found out which block 3 has won, but I think it's either Miss Rosas's class or Mr. McCurry's block 3 class. That class is going to have pizza the 30 minutes before spring break because you won. And then boys and girls soccer is continuing. There's going to be another game on April 1st. There's more after that. And then for 8th graders, when we return, so far 31 of 75 8th graders have signed up for this transition conference. It's really actually high participation, and it's a very different conference. It's about how you've seen yourself over the last 3 years, what you wonder or think about or are afraid about as you head into high school, and just like what do you appreciate about these last 3 years. So it's kind of like a very helpful transition meeting. And then as we look ahead after spring break, the Friday after spring break, we have a new club starting in the rec center that Corbin is doing with Miss Yutzi. And here's the big news. This is later in April, so I probably didn't need to include it, but Miss Gordon and Everett Glenn, who's the CEO and executive director of the BOSS program, has brought to us the LA Rams and their team. They are going to do a field day where on a random Tuesday in April, we'll have short classes and shorter office hours, and then almost 3 hours where you are led by the LA Rams, talking about science, technology, engineering, art, and math. Very super cool. We'll say more about testing later. We really do well on tests, especially the way that we have set it up in the schedule. I hope you all have a wonderful spring break and that you have moments of care in your advisory today.